It's the Ally Mac & Co. podcast. Ally Mac & Co. podcast.
This is the Ally Mac & Co. podcast. Hello, my name's Ali Mac. If you are listening on YouTube right now or watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. Ding ding. That always helps. With our guest for today.
Oh, there you go.
Hello, mate.
Hello.
It's my friend Saj.
How you doing, everyone?
Who's everyone?
It's my audience, Matt. Come on.
It's just me, you, Cindy, the producer.
We're
and
live on
Ben,
YouTube a minute ago. You just
movie
forgot about
director.
that, did you?
Huh?
We're live on YouTube.
We're not live. This is recorded.
Well, we're going to be streaming on YouTube. People are going to be watching us. So
Okay.
I'm saying hello to them.
You can hit us up on Twitter and Instagram at Ali Mac & Co.
Are we on
That's-
Facebook?
Yes, we are on Facebook as well. Instagram's connected to Facebook. But Cindy was born in 1998.
That was before Facebook, wasn't it?
So he doesn't believe in Facebook. He thinks Facebook's for old people only.
Oh, right, yeah.
Little does he know. But we are on Facebook.
Excellent.
Anyway, today I called you in because I wanted to talk to you about... Oh my God, what's her name? I've already forgotten.
Megan Rapinoe. Or Rapinoe.
Rapinoe. Megan Rapinoe, right?
Yeah.
So she's calling for... We're going to get straight into it. She's calling for...
That's the way I like it.
Easy. For female sports personalities to get equal pay to the men.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to get your thoughts and opinions on that.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure. Do you believe that female, say, footballers should get the same as men footballers, or in general, sports personalities who are female should get the same as men?
Right. Okay. Before I state my opinion, I just want to tell the ladies out there that I'm an equal sex opportunist, or is that the right words? But I just want to say,
Are you trying to say you're not sexist?
I'm not sexist at all. No, I'm not sexist at all.
However,
thanks for helping me out there, mate.
I'm waiting for
However, should they get paid as the men in sports? Yeah, and I understand this because
the
obviously,
same amount.
yeah, the same amount, because
Yeah.
obviously they're doing it because obviously in normal work situations, you know, a female lawyer or a female doctor should get paid the same as a man doctor, and I totally understand that argument. However, in sports, I don't think they should, because the fundamental sort of, let's say, ethics of sports is it's testing the ability and the physical attributes of an individual. And, you know, if I'm being honest, women's physical...
Yeah, go on, spit it out.
I feel like I'm going to put my foot in it here,
Yeah,
but
you are, but go on.
I feel like the men are just advanced in that aspect.
Someone get him a gun.
Okay, I'll rephrase that a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's true.
No, I kind of disagree with you, because if you look at tennis,
Yeah,
I find women's tennis just as entertaining as men's tennis, not based on, and I know the jokes are going to be, oh yeah, because of the short skirts and blah, blah. No. That as well. But because I think their matches are highly, highly entertaining.
yeah, I agree with you.
And for that reason,
And I think
Cindy,
Yep.
can you just check if the Grand Slams in tennis, if the winners get the same in both?
in Wimbledon they do. Yeah,
Yeah.
Wimbledon they do.
Yeah.
Even though they play less sets
Yeah.
than the men's,
Yeah.
so men technically have to do
Yeah.
more work.
So
but it does boil down to entertainment. Women's tennis is a sport that 100% agree with you. I think the level of ability between women and men at the elite level is entertaining, and it's not too different in terms of level. I mean, if you take the top 10 tennis players and the top 10 women's tennis players, you'll probably get some good matches. It will probably be favored heavily in front of the men, but I don't think that's just an anomaly in one sort of category of sport.
it's not an anomaly, because I'll tell you what tennis did. Tennis decided to push this from back in the day. I'm talking about the 60s or 70s. There was a movie based on this where one of the female tennis players decided to challenge one of the male tennis players, and she beat him. Let me get the name of that movie.
Billie Jean King.
Well, yeah, it was with Billie Jean. Yeah, but what was the name of the movie?
I can't remember the movie, but I remember something similar. So what you're saying that what they've put a lot of funding into women's tennis. That's why they're at the standard they are today. That you could use as an argument.
I just think they've been pushed a lot harder, and I don't know why it is. I mean, but it is. The women's tennis is just as entertaining. Just as many people tune in to the women's tennis, be it the quarters, semis, finals, as well as the men's.
Yeah, I think you've made a good point there. Viewership for the women's tennis is very similar to men's, but if you take that outside of tennis and look at other sports, for instance, Megan Rapinoe, she plays
Rapinoe.
Rapinoe.
At least get her name right.
Rapinoe.
Yeah.
Rapinoe. What does she play? Soccer, football?
Bobby Riggs. Sorry. Billie Jean King played Bobby Riggs.
Who is Bobby Riggs, by the way? I've never even heard of him. Is he a tennis player?
Yeah.
Obviously not.
He was a champion as well.
Oh, okay.
Right. And the movie's called The Battle of the Sexes.
Okay. She beat him?
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. But I think so, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And if she didn't beat him, but the fact that it all happened, she really pushed for women's tennis to, be something. And now, did you check, Cindy? Do they all get paid the same?
The pay gap is still different, but the final price if you win is the same.
The final, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But their wages and stuff are still different. And I think that what you're referring to is the tennis icon Billie Jean King is the actual name, not the actor.
Yeah, I know.
I thought you referred to it as the name.
No, Billie Jean King played Bobby Riggs.
Played by.
Okay.
Have I got this completely wrong? No.
In 1973, tennis icon Billie Jean King founded the Women's Tennis Association, pushing the women's game.
So
and
who did she
pioneering
play in the final?
She didn't play a man in the final.
Who did she play? As in, who did she play in the tennis match?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know you'd asked me that.
Cindy will have a look for that. Don't worry. So just going back onto Megan Rapinoe.
Rapinoe.
Sorry, you're right. Bobby
Between
Riggs.
Billie Jean King and Bobby Riggs.
I scrolled down. I scrolled down.
Bro, what kind of a fact checker are you?
I'm not a good one.
Anyway.
Rapinoe. So what were we talking about? Women's soccer.
Yeah.
Right. So the level of women's soccer, like, no disrespect, but it's not even the same sort of category as the men's. I've got a few stats here that I wrote down.
Yeah.
So let me just ask you, do you know who the women's World Cup winners were in 2015?
The United States of America.
Oh, well done, mate.
Yeah.
And in 2019?
The United States of America.
Excellent. Yeah.
I don't know if you can see.
No, they were.
this.
So if you could think about it, they were.
I think they've won 3 in a row or something.
I know they definitely won 2015, 2019. So, that's fantastic achievement. All hats off to them. Excellent. Their viewerships were up as well. So it's great. They're bringing more people to the sport. But just to put it all into context, in 2017, the women's national soccer team, American soccer team, lost to an under 15 Dallas boys team. So now if you put that, just think about it for a second.
Yeah.
That's they're playing a youth team, a boys team. So the standard level that they're playing at is nowhere near the men's. So how can you relate the pay to be the same as the men's? Because the standard is just too different. You can also use the argument that why don't all men's soccer players get paid the same? They don't. But the best players get paid more, and the average players get paid a little bit less. So I think a lot of the time in sports, you get paid according to your ability. And if you're good enough, then sure, you should get the money. But again, in women's sport, apart from tennis and maybe a few others in golf, let's just say, come top of my head or whatever, athletics maybe.
Yeah.
The women's standard is just nowhere near the men's, so it's very hard. That I don't understand Megan's.
So do you think maybe football or soccer is at the stage right now where maybe tennis was in the 70s?
To be honest, I don't know where tennis was in the 70s for women.
As in how they were now pushing forward the women's.
Or maybe what you want to say is, do you think there will be a time in the future where the women's game will come up towards the men? Possibly, yeah, possibly. I mean, if you get more girls into soccer or football at a young age and you train them and develop them and you get the right coaching staff to help nurture those talents, why can't their standards increase? Of course they will increase. The more they get involved at a young age in sports, of course the girls are going to get better. Their physical ability, will they be able to hit the ball or strike the ball as hard as men? again, that's a different sort of argument.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I
But
said.
isn't that just down to genetics
But that's
now?
what I said. You know, sports tests you to your physical ability. Like at that level, you know, your striking, the way you hit the ball, the serve in tennis, how far you can hit the ball in golf, how far you can drive it. It's all due to your physical ability. So, so women, even though they can reach an elite level, to get to the elite level of men, it's going to be very difficult.
In 2018, the average salary of female players in leagues around the world was revealed. At the time, female Bundesliga players in Germany were second behind the French league, $49,000, with an annual income of $43,000, right?
Okay.
By comparison, players in the men's Bundesliga earned an average annual salary of, in euros, I'll let you take a guess,
Got to be in the millions.
1.4 million euros. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, it's massive. But again, don't forget, like the men are getting paid based on viewership.
Yeah.
You know, the more viewers that are going to watch the sport, the more the sponsors are going to get involved.
So
You
you
know-
think the sponsors are not paying the same as
Well-
they would?
Of course, they're not going to pay the same because you're not going to get the same amount of viewers. You know, why don't you check the average attendances for women's soccer or the women's Bundesliga against the men's Bundesliga?
Yeah.
The viewership is not going to be the same. So
Yeah.
there's not going to be the same money.
Okay. What about, okay, so that's just football. But in tennis, you agree that the pay is
Well, listen, the standard in
the
tennis
prize
is,
money.
Yeah, the standard in tennis is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'd happily watch the Wimbledon's final. I'd even happily watch a couple of the tennis stars, not just because they're women, but
What about
or the shirt skirts.
the WNBA? That seems to be doing quite well. Not that I'm much into basketball, but apparently it's got quite a bit of following.
Listen, if it's got following, it will get money coming into it. Will it get the same money? I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a tough one because from the salaries I just read you, do you think that's a fair comparison though? Let's say 50,000 or say 35,000 euros as
Yeah.
opposed to 1.4 million. Don't you think that gap is too big?
I don't think it's too big. Well, it does sound too big, but I'll give you an example. Do you know any women's Bundesliga players?
Admittedly, no.
But you know men's. But you know
Charlotte.
Johansson.
Yes.
She's Charlie Johansson's an actress.
She's an actress.
It's Scarlett Johansson.
Charlotte.
No, you
I
don't.
don't know.
No, you don't.
No.
But you know men's Bundesliga players, don't you?
Yeah.
And you don't even watch Bundesliga.
Not really, no.
There you go. So, you know, the viewership is coming from somewhere.
Yeah, but that's because... Yeah.
It's coming from somewhere.
Yeah, but then if a girl was sitting here and she followed, let's say there was someone here, forget, it doesn't have to be a girl. It could be anyone. They could be sitting here and you could ask them that same question.
Yeah.
And they could say, yes, actually, I do. I do know some Bundesliga female players, and they rolled off a bunch of names. Then what?
No, but that's great. That means that you've got a viewership there that shows she's watching
But
it.
then that hasn't justified
No, it has, because what I'm trying to say is the viewership is what counts, right? So the fact that you know it, Sid might know a few.
Cindy doesn't know any
No,
Premiership.
That's why I just said a few.
I'm
a
still
few-
wondering what Bundesliga is.
Sid, do you know?
No,
Cindy?
no,
No,
I don't know.
It's the German football league.
Right, thank you.
That's what the Bundesliga
Absolutely
is.
not.
Do you know what the English one's called?
The Football League.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say the Premier League, but I'm pretty sure that's not the British one, is it?
No, that is correct, Cindy.
No, I thought there was a few other international teams in there.
Not in the Premier League.
Clearly not.
Not in the- not in the- Not in the English Premier League, mate. There's no international teams there. No, but my point is about the viewership. The fact is, there's people watching it.
Cindy, can you do me a favor? Can you check how many people watched the Women's World Cup final,
I can do that.
please? And compare that to the Men's World Cup final as well, please. Because
It's great- listen,
there's a reason for this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fine. I think it's great that they're getting TV rights. I think it's fantastic. They're put on Sky. I even watched the women's cricket the other day, like just to have a look.
Oh, is there a women's cricket league?
Yeah, there was a women's cricket league.
And how was it? How did you enjoy watching it?
I enjoyed it for a little while. I mean, they're getting good. They're still not at a standard that would be extremely entertaining.
How long did you watch for?
About 20 minutes.
And how long was the actual match?
About 4 hours. But no, but listen, I tuned in because it's getting airtime. So I tuned in. There are a couple of good players, but again, majority of the standard is not as good. But it's like you said, if they keep developing it, they keep getting the girls interested in it. It should be at one stage later down the line, maybe in 20 years, 30 years, it should bridge that gap. That gap should naturally start getting a little bit closer.
Cindy.
So, obviously, my fact checking is terrible. This has confused me as much as it's confused everyone else.
Well, it hasn't confused us yet because we don't know the answer.
Obviously, this is dated. This is for the 2019 final.
Okay.
FIFA has announced on Friday that a combined 1.12 billion viewers tuned in to the official broadcasting coverage of the 2019 Women's World Cup held in France.
Okay.
Overall, the final match between United States and Netherlands drew an average live audience of 82.18 million and reached a total of 263 million unique viewers.
Okay, but so the final was watched by
The final was watched by
82.
82.18 million viewers.
82.18 million.
Yeah.
Okay, and the men's?
517 million viewers.
So
Okay.
it's five times as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Okay, so if it's only a fifth, so by comparison, shouldn't they only be getting a fifth of the money then? Is that?
I mean, listen, you can't just say, "Oh, it's a fifth. That's why they should be getting it."
Yeah.
I think that was a one-off event.
Yeah.
Consistently, if the women were achieving a fifth, then you might have an argument. But I think that was a one-off event. I don't know if it's going to happen again.
What would you say is fair in terms of their salaries?
Listen, it's very difficult to say in sports. It's because
Yeah.
your pay is linked to your ability.
Yeah.
The same way in which I was telling you, like the better footballer, the men's better footballers, they get paid a lot more than some of the average ones. So
Yeah.
how are you supposed to determine what the women get and what the men get? It's all based on ability.
Yeah.
I think if the better women's footballers, if they get paid more than some of the average ones, that's fine.
Okay. So do you think Miss Rapinoe's chatting a lot of gas then?
Yeah, I think she actually is chatting a lot of gas.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know. I just think
Another argument you could say is, listen, again, we're talking about viewership and we talked about tennis. Outside of tennis, how many women sports stars can you actually name?
I was thinking about this the other day. I could only think of female tennis players.
Okay, try outside of tennis.
Have you got a list of names?
I probably could pull one up here, right here.
Yeah. Do you know any, Cindy?
No, again,
If
tennis.
you were a really good fact checker, right? Because one can see your screen, you could have just pulled up some sort of.
Right, I've got the top
I
20.
want them true to my fans.
I've got the top
Here
20
we go,
rated by
another one.
ESPN rated the top 20 women's sports stars. Out of the top 10, the top 6 are all tennis.
Okay.
Let's go with number 7.
Okay. I don't know the names, but I'll tell you the sports.
Okay. Lindsey Vonn.
Golf.
No.
Boxing.
No.
Oh, hold on. What, Ben?
MMA.
MMA.
No.
Oh, hold on. I know a female sports personality outside of tennis.
I know who you're going to say. Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
And then there's Trish Stratus.
Trish Stratus is WWE.
Yeah. It's a
Diva.
sport. Yeah.
Well, it's entertainment. They've changed it to.
And then you've got.
But okay, let's talk about Ronda Rousey. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So have you ever watched her fights?
Ronda Rousey, yeah.
Incredibly entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, incredibly. And for a while, she was actually probably one of the top 5, I think, paid stars in the UFC.
She was.
There was a period of time, wasn't she? She was
Yeah.
headlining. She was, viewers were tuning in. She was entertaining.
Yeah.
So, in that aspect, yes, of course she should get paid just as much as the men.
But going back to the list, Vaughan. Was it Lisa Vaughan?
Yeah, Lindsey Vonn.
Lindsey Vaughan. Jesus
What is she?
Christ, this is so bad. Okay. Basketball.
No. You won't get it.
Just say the tennis word.
Ice skating.
No. Close. Skiing.
Skiing. Okay.
For the US of A.
Okay.
We'll go again, another one here. Number 10, Chloe Kim.
Golf.
No.
Basketball.
No. She's a snowboarder from the US of A. She was number 10. Earns an endorsement 7.5 million. That's a heck of a lot of money.
Yeah, that is.
Okay, number 12.
Golf.
Hey,
Did it finally make it?
You don't even know what her name is, though.
No, what's her name?
Michelle Wee.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I can go down this list.
There are some sports that I feel women excel at than men.
Okay.
Ice skating, figure skating.
When you say they excel at compared to men, what does that mean?
I think they're more entertaining.
Because they've got like nice outfits on.
No, because they're more flexible.
And it's a very feminine type of sporting.
Yeah. And
because it's testing their ability to be a bit graceful.
Elegant is the word you're looking for.
There you go. Well done, Cindy.
Hold on.
I might not be able to fact check, but I can read your mind.
Female. Wait, hold on.
What are you trying to check?
There is another woman that I can think of who is quite famous.
Is it the person you've just had to Google?
Yeah. Such an idiot.
You're on camera one anyway.
Yeah. What's her name? There he is. There she is. So bad. Debbie Jevons. No, that's not who I'm even thinking of. Who was the runner? Who was the runner for England? And then she did this
Radcliffe.
Yes.
Yeah. What about her?
Yeah. But she comes to mind. I had a picture in my head, but I couldn't remember her name.
Do you know what Paula Radcliffe's time was compared to the men's?
Yeah, no, but hold on. That's a whole. You can't really make the comparison of their times and the men's times, because we said the genetics are different.
No, but listen, Paula Radcliffe is obviously famous because what she did was incredible in women's athletics for Great Britain. It was an incredible feat. So of course she should get the recognition, 100%. No one's doubting that at all. And she should get the money and the fame that comes with it. But if you're talking,
but if you're talking about, do you know what her times was? Well, hold on. If you take female and male tennis, do you know what the fastest female serve is? It's nothing close to the men's fast serve.
Yeah, agreed.
So it's not got nothing to do with their times and their speeds and this, that.
It's got to do with ability. Got to do with ability and talent. That's what sports boils down to.
Okay.
Like it tests your physical ability and talent, puts it to the test, right? And women's is not quite there yet compared to the men's. In my humble opinion.
Will it ever get there?
Yeah, I think it can get there. Like you just said, tennis is a very good example.
But the abilities are different though. The ability of the female players is different to the men's play to the men's, right?
Yeah.
But the gap is entertaining.
But the gap is closer. The gap in terms of
it's a huge gap.
No, it's not a huge gap.
Of course it is.
No, the gap is okay. The gap is a lot closer.
Female fastest serve, men's fastest serve.
No, I think you misunderstood what I was trying to say.
Yeah,
the gap in terms of the spectator ability to watch the game is closer in tennis than it is in soccer or football or cricket. Like if you actually watch a women's tennis match, it's almost as good, if not sometimes even better than watching a man's tennis
yeah, because of the rallies and stuff like that.
Yeah, because of the rallies, yeah.
I don't know. It's a tough one.
So you got the women's fastest serve is Georgina Perez at 136.7 miles per hour. And the male's top, Sam Groth, 163.4 miles per hour.
Yeah,
that's not that far off.
So the women's range, the top four for women's range from 130 to 136, and the top four for men is 156 to 63.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I personally think in football, I don't think personally they'll ever reach that level.
No, they're never going to reach that level, but they're going to get closer. So listen,
I don't think they're going to get close enough.
They're going to get closer than they are now. That's the whole point. They're going to get closer than they are now because there's more money being pumped into the game. There's more coaching being done at a younger age. So the women naturally, or the girls at this age, are going to get better than the women before them who've played before them. So it's never going to reach that level, but it's going to get closer. And the closer they get, they should get monetized for it. Of course, 100%.
I just don't think they're going to get close enough to say where they can
demand equal pay. No,
yeah.
I don't think they'll get that. I mean, listen, they might do if it becomes really entertaining.
But I think their pay should be bumped already, because I've already in my head said they'll never reach the men's level. They may never even get the same viewership, but I don't think they should be docked in pay as much as they are. I think the gap is too big.
Yeah, but another question to that can be, are men overpaid?
100%.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Realistically, for someone that just kicks a ball for 90 minutes, they need to earn
well,
$250,000 in a week.
they do a lot of training behind
Yeah,
it.
of course, but
Yeah.
for $250,000 a week,
They are overpaid.
I think that's a question for another day. But that's a complete flip side to your question about should women be equally paid.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah, it's a fair point.
So maybe the men are overpaid and take some of their money and give it to them, to the women.
I still think the women should only get paid depending on their ability.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know how else I can kind of defend them, to be fair.
I think Megan Rapinoe should just concentrate on herself, for a little while. Improve her standard.
Well, she's won 2 World Cups.
Oh, but she's also lost to her under-15 boys team. So
Was she playing in that?
she was playing in that game. Well, she must have been playing if she won 2 World Cups. It was sandwiched in between the Dallas under-15s loss. It was quite a heavy
What
loss
was
as well.
it?
5-2.
5-2.
That's a drubbing.
That's quite bad.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, you don't really have a leg to stand on and then kind of ask for equal pay. Anyway, Sid, do you have any other arguments?
I think I was quite.
I was trying to. I don't really.
You were defending them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think to a certain degree you have to.
I think by now they should already be on 50%.
Yeah, at least.
Well, where'd you get that figure from? Just
I don't know.
Plucked out.
He just
yeah.
plucked.
But because
Yeah.
because it's right now at close to 10%, and I think 10%'s too little. In the world we live in today, I
Yeah.
just don't think it's fair.
I think it's a start. I think it's moving in the right direction. And based on their ability, if they get better, they'll get paid more.
All right. If you do want to have a go at Saj about this, you can tweet or Instagram us at Ali Mac and Co. And don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back with another episode. We've got another one lined up already, mate.
Really? Love it.
Yeah, we discussed this before we came on. You know what we're talking about.
Yeah, can't wait for that one.
All right. Catch you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Say goodbye to your listeners. Go on, look at the camera too. Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in to the Ali Mac and Co podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and switch on notifications.